Salutations, my Fallout lovers. It is Matty here today, bringing you a Fallout 4 discussion video. Now, before anything, be sure to check out the link in the description of my previous video for another Fallout 4 discussion video on the map size versus the map quality. So recently on Podcast Beyond, that wonderful IGN podcast hosted by Greg Miller, Colin Moriarty, most of you should know it, they discussed how there may not be a Elder Scrolls Online console port anymore because the game isn't doing that well. Now, in terms of sales, as you see here on the charts, within its first 10 weeks, it sold quite well, about 500,000 copies. That's pretty good. But when you look at Skyrim, which I believe was said to have sold 20 million copies, in comparison, that's not good at all. And especially for a game that was in development for over 5 years, that's not good numbers, really. So naturally, this game really isn't doing that well, and it was predicted that the console version of Elder Scrolls Online was going to be released over the summer, which would have been awesome, would have been a great summer game, would have gotten a lot of people into it when the hype was there. Now, down the line here, it's been, I think Elder Scrolls Online released in April, I want to say, and now it's been about 7 months. So naturally, all hype for this game is gone. You just have your concurrent players who love MMOs, which I respect, and that's about it. So the question is this thing even existing? And the reason I wanted to discuss this for the sake of Fallout 4 is because a fan of mine was asking whether or not, like, would this be on the Bethesda Christmas card? Every year Bethesda does a Christmas card, and last year it was The Evil Within, Wolfenstein, and the Elder Scrolls Online. And I'm wondering, is there going to be Elder Scrolls Online on this Christmas card coming this year for showing what's going to be in 2015? I'm very curious on how that's going to go. But in the sake of Fallout 4, I feel like this game is just not doing well. I know it's a totally separate company, but Bethesda is heavily involved in this, as they did help with the lore and a bit of the development for Elder Scrolls Online. So it is quite important that we do discuss whether or not this game is actually happening in a port, I mean. And I personally don't think it is. I think based off the numbers we looked at earlier, just how the game doesn't have as much hype around it anymore, I just feel personally that the Elder Scrolls Online was all in all I hate to say it, a failure. When it was first announced, was around the Skyrim's first DLC, I believe, Dawnguard, and I was just super excited for the game and hearing all its ideas. And then once you first saw the gameplay, you're like, I hope this really isn't the game, because it was like leaked beta gameplay or something, or alpha actually. And I was really hoping that wasn't the game, and it was just like a troll, and it turned out to be the game, and it didn't look that good. And it just, from that point onwards, it ended up looking kind of worse and worse, and it just looked more like a cash-in than an actual true Elder Scrolls game. And I think that's why so many people were pushed away. It was also, there was that whole fiasco about the subscription fee on top of a $60 price tag. And people were doing, equations on how much you'd be spending in a year compared to what other games are coming out and that you could be picking up, and would this game even be remotely worth it? All in all, I feel like this game took too much money out of ZeniMax and Bethesda for them to really fund this console port and make it worth it, where it would even sell remotely well. So I just wanted to go ahead and just quickly give my thoughts on that. I don't think Elder Scrolls Online, the console port, is going to happen. And I think that's good, because once again, this is more money and resources that can be focused on Doom, on Battlecry, and on Fallout 4. So all in all, I think this is actually a very good sign, but it's a damn shame for Elder Scrolls Online, for a game that had some good potential. I feel like, although the Fallout universe isn't good for an MMO, I feel like the Elder Scrolls it could work, given the world that it's placed in. But anyways, be sure to give me your thoughts down below. Do you think that the Elder Scrolls Online console port is canceled? Do you think this will impact Fallout 4 in any way, similar to the way Prey 2 did? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. As always, be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Other than that, my Fallout lovers, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.